Aloha all, and welcome back to Let's Play Peggle. I'm Paper Mario Guy, and in this episode we're going to win a monkey. Isn't that exciting? We're going to win a monkey with Warren and his lucky spin. Step right up, everyone's a winner. You gotta spin to win. And that's exactly what we're going to do with Warren, who, as I've stated previously, is one of my favorite Peggle masters in the entire game. In fact, I would go to say that he is my second favorite Peggle master. And as a result, I'm going to enjoy myself quite a bit playing through with this amazing rabbit, as he has such variety and he's just so fun. He's actually, like I said, I mean, he's my second favorite, so naturally you would expect me to be using him. But I use him a lot, especially in the challenge mode of this game, because his ability that he brings to the table, or some of his abilities, are actually quite good. Some of his new abilities, some of the new things that he brings to the table, are the abilities of the triple score, which is amazing, because all you have to do is score about 8,400 points, and as long as you score that many points in one shot, as long as the triple score is activated, you actually will get a free ball. And if you can manage to, score 25,000, which is a very, normal occurrence later in the level, you could even manage to get not only a free ball, but another free ball. So, like, that is just honestly what makes him, in my opinion, so good, especially for the scoring challenge levels that you'll find if you decide to play the challenge mode. And I just really enjoy that about him. Honestly, if he didn't have that, I don't know if I would like him as much. Because the magic hat is really cool. I do quite enjoy the magic hat, and I think that it is definitely cooler than some of the other abilities that you can get in this game, like Super Guide, or the lobster, like Clawed Lobster power-up. But, with that being said, I don't think the magic hat is, like, that spectacular that it would make me love Warren the way that I do. It's really that triple score that gets me. And it's, really useful in just normal playing, too. I quite enjoy it because, if for nothing else, you have the opportunity to get, a ton of free balls, and that can always help out when you're playing through the adventure mode. Or if you're doing, even just like a quick play, or trying to do some of the non-scoring challenge things. Warren's just overall a good choice. On top of the fact that he's very versatile, and the fact that he takes the abilities of other Peggle masters as well. He can have the pyramid that Cat Tut has. He almost got it right there. He has the he can get the Super Guide. He can get Clawed Lobsters. What are they? Claws, I guess. I don't think they have a special name. Basically the flippers. You can get the so you can get the Super Guide, multi-ball, pyramid. I think you can get every Renfield Pumpkin Spooky Ball. So I think you can actually get every ability up until his own abilities, which obviously he can get. And that's like just another reason to really enjoy him, because say you're struggling on a level and you were playing as Warren, and you think that, if you had, say, the Super Guide, you could finish off this level. Well, you know what? You have that opportunity. It's not actually that far out there to think of. So, it's really cool. I like Warren a lot. Although, I don't think we're going to win this level on this go. Unless we get, like, a magic shot on this last little shot. Which, oh, well, yeah, it's better than nothing. So let's try to shoot it in there. Nope. Got those 2 oranges, but couldn't shoot far enough out to get that 3rd orange. So not a big deal though. We'll play dog pinball again because why not? I like dogs. Dogs are cool. So I'll look at a dog all day. Dogs are adorable. Dogs are way more cute than bunnies. Warren may be a really good Peggle master, but I mean bunnies are cute, don't get me wrong, but they're not in the same even in the same realm as dogs. Don't even get me started. Don't even get me started on my love of puppies. Maybe that's for another time and place. Probably not a Let's Play video. I don't think anybody cares about my love of puppies. But yeah. So Warren's great, and his levels are moderately challenging. So that's always nice. You know, I've said time and time again, we don't want to cakewalk. You know, we want a little challenge. We don't want to be insulted. Like we're bad gamers or something like that. No, no. No, no. Alright, so we're well on our way to beating this level now. Especially if we keep on getting these free balls like we are. While we are just trekking through this level, I figured something pretty cool that actually I shouldn't be as confident as I once was. I have 3 balls to get 5 orange pegs. There's 2. But whoa, what am I doing? I have this green peg that's been sitting up there the entire time. Alright, well Magic Hat is honestly probably the best thing. Yeah. Honestly the best thing I could have asked for. Now I think it's pretty much guaranteed that we're gonna get it. Especially if we get that hat trick. No doubt in my mind now that we're gonna get it. But anyway, so something cool that I recently have started to do, I'm taking part in, is there's this contest over at some like random forum that I go to occasionally. I'm not going to link it or anything like that, but because it's not really anything that you need a prize for. Pretty much I feel if you're watching this, you are a gamer. I doubt there's very many, you know, stay-at-home moms that are just watching this because, you know, they need to kill time. Like, it's not, you know, no. Anyway, but it was pretty cool. It's a pretty cool concept, and it's just to keep track of how many games that you play in a year, but also like backlogged games that like you've just been sitting around, you know, not really playing. So it's kind of like you make a list, and it's good because like it's only like, you know, mid-February, so it's not that deep into the year yet. So you make a list at the beginning of the year of all the games that like you own that like you haven't played or you haven't gotten around to, you know, just getting to try out that you've wanted to. And it has to be games that you own. There are some people who allow like pirated copies of games, and then there are certain people who do this without. But basically, it's just a way for you to like keep a record of how many games you play and to that end beat in a year. And it's just about like crossing off like your backlog games that like you have, you know, been neglecting for whatever reason. And for me, I think this is really like a really cool idea because I honestly have so many games in my collection. Not that I, you know, I'm a hardcore collector or anything. I don't want that impression to come across. But I have so many games in my collection that I honestly, like, I own. Oh my Jesus, what the fuck? That was awesome. That was great. I had to stop there for a second. That was amazing. I don't know how that happened. That was so many style points. Are we gonna get another 100,000? I think we are. Oh yeah, we are. That's what I'm talking about. Nice little fever score right there to boost my score up into the over 350. Awesome, awesome. But anyway, but yeah, like the way that I'm doing it, like over with like the group of people that I'm doing, is that it is actually a competition just to give a little extra incentive, where like the winner at the end of the year. So it is a year-long thing, obviously. So you have to kind of be dedicated or at least remember. But like, you just basically play through your games and you mark off your list, and then you get a certain amount of points based off of how many games you wound up playing, and you know whether they were console games or handheld games, or you know like genre, like what kind of genre they were. Because obviously, you know you want to play. You could beat all 10 classic Mega Man games, and you could literally, if you're good enough, do that in one day. And you could play a whole bunch of like I could beat Peggle in literally, I think, like 3 hours or something like that. So it's just like these games, and it all varies depending on what like who you're playing it with or where you're doing it, like what their rules are. But I would recommend, if you guys can, trying to find something like that, doing something like that. And another thing that varies from place to place is some people require proof, because you could honestly just say, oh, hey, like, I beat this game. And at that point, that's just kind of lame. Like, you're just really hurting yourself at that point. You're not really benefiting. But, like, whenever there's a prize involved, there's usually some sort of proof that you beat the game, like end credits or something like that. And there has to be just basically undeniable proof that it was you that beat that game. And I don't know. I'm participating in one of those this year, so hopefully I just remember to keep on checking back, and whenever I beat a game to, like, log it down, because I've always wondered that, like, how many games do I actually beat in a year, And it's like this year already, like, I don't play as many games as, like, I used to, in terms of just, like, sheer, like, number of different games. But, this year alone, right now, I've already beaten Pokemon Platinum and Pokemon Heart Gold. And because I'm Let's Playing these games now, and another thing is, like, some of these contests, because I've seen a few now at this point, because I just, like, looked up to try to see if other people did this. Sometimes it's only games that you haven't beaten before or you haven't finished. Sometimes it's not, like I said, it really depends on, what you want to do, like, what is important for you. But it's like, for me, like, when I finish Let's Playing this game, when I finish Let's Playing Peggle, that will be a game that I can add to it. Or, Plants vs. Zombies, or any of the other games that, I decided to Let's Play. Those will all go into it. And I've just always wondered over the years, like, how many games did I play this year? Especially when I was, like, hardcore, like, when I, for the first, like, 2 or 3 years that I was doing Let's Plays. I was always very curious because, I could kind of log it based off of how many games, like, I Let's Played, and that would give me a good idea of, like, where to start as to, like, how many games I finished. But I wouldn't really have a truly accurate number. Whereas, like, this is a, surefire way to see, oh, I played and beat, like, 26 games this year. Or I played 30, games, and I beat them all. And for me, I feel like my number's probably going to be pretty low. It will more than likely be in, like, the low 20s, I anticipate. Because, I mean, a full year is a long time. I mean, through the middle of February, like, I only really expect to be at, like, 3 or 4, by the time that, all is said and done. But I don't know, it really just, just a cool idea, and I figured I'd pass that on to any of you out there, because I know as a gamer I'm always interested in trying to, and it's kind of just, you know, it takes little to no effort. Like, you're probably going to be playing video games anyway, but you know, maybe it will give you a little bit more incentive to dust off, you know, a game that you haven't played in a while or otherwise have not finished. For me, I know that like this year, because I'm doing this, I'm going to try and finish Final Fantasy X. And then I'm also going to try to finish Final Fantasy 4, because those are two games that I've played a decent amount of, but I don't remember ever finishing them. I mean, I've seen Let's Plays of Final Fantasy X, so I know how that game ends and all that, but I don't think I have actually personally beaten that game, and I really, you know, I kind of want to do that. And, what are some other games that I want to try to beat this year, play that I, you know, just, like, haven't gotten around to, or have been meaning to? I don't know. I'd have to look at my list, really, just to see. It's taking a long time. I'm not doing that great. These levels are a little difficult, but I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I'm just either not getting lucky, or I'm not making good shots. Can't quite peg it. Ah, can't quite peg it. Didn't even mean to do that. But I don't know. Hopefully we'll get it this time. Finish out this episode. God knows this is like my third try at recording this thing. Like, even with this new setup that I talked to you guys about in like the other episodes of Peggle, I cannot get away from technical issues. Like, they just happen no matter what. It's always like such an uphill battle, and I mean, I really do try to get videos out like more quickly than I say, but at this point I've just given up on like trying to like have any semblance of a schedule or like consistency, because unless I get a new laptop or something along those lines, I don't think I'll ever be able to achieve the consistency that I want. Like, if I can, you know, just start being consistent, like, that will be great. But like, honestly, like, I have this episode alone, I've tried to record like 3 times, and like, you gotta understand from like my perspective, it's like I'm playing the same levels over and over again, you know, and now I'm here probably at like the 45 to 50 minute mark, you know, for total time played of just like Warren the Rabbit's levels. And then on top of that like, the worst part is because I do live commentary. Like, that means that I'm also doing like 50 minutes of commentary, and that's what really drains me. Is I just get to the point where, like, you know, like, I usually figure out things that I want to say, you know, before I record. Like, a lot of it is on the fly, but a lot of, you know, sometimes like I'll say something in the episode, and then if it like happens to be good, if there's a technical issue, I will want to say it again. And then, you know, doing that like 3 or 4 times just winds up getting old too, so. But I digress, because honestly, the episode is coming to a close, and I think I got it successful this time. So, I hope you enjoyed Warren the Rabbit. I know I was a little bit lackadaisical this episode, not my high energy normal self as I have been trying to be, but maybe a nice change of pace for all of you. Until episode 9, where we tackle Lord Cinderbottom's levels, I'm Paper Mario Guy, and I'll see you guys all then.